Hi, good afternoon, everyone. And you're seeing me a second time today, and I'm going to repeat some of what I said earlier, connecting back to loon shots. And going back to the meaning of what are loon shots. The auto business has been doing a lot of that over the last few years. Uh, it is about creating new business models, believing in them, and bringing them to life. While we've done all of that over the last few years, we've really taken some big loon shots. You saw some of that in Banbury last year. We moved on to Hyderabad and now on to Cape Town. So it's really now about giving you this view about our future. And the big new thing that we are beginning to talk about is we are going to go global. We are, of course, a strong brand now in India. We believe our products are able to compete with the best in the world in India. And if they can compete with the best and win against the best in the world in India, why can't they compete and win against the best in the world globally? And hence, a lot of today is about that futurescape, which is making our business truly global and future ready. So Vijay is going to talk to you firstly about this whole global ambition, how we are seeing it, the kind of growth we expect in global, and from where that will come. We will, of course, as you've seen in the teasers, talk more about the global pickup. We are in the land of global pickup, which is South Africa. And the South African media, welcome. You weren't here in the morning, and we're delighted to have you with us. This is really a big market. And, for those of you who don't know, Vijay Nakra was the first CEO of Mahindra South Africa and was actually lived here for 5 years. So he brings in a lot of knowledge about this market and, has been instrumental in creating Mahindra's strength in South Africa, where we run our own network of dealers, and Rajesh Gupta, who's the current head of South Africa, is here too. So that's going to be one part of what Vijay is going to cover. And then we're going to talk more about where we are on what we showed you in Banbury and Hyderabad. Velu will cover that. And then we'll talk about how we plan to build our brand. And of course, we'll show you the vision of the Thar Electric, which you've already got some glimpses of. So all in all, it's going to be a very, very pulsating, we think about 2.5 hours. So, kind of lock yourself in, and there's a lot of excitement coming. Some you sense through the teaser, some will be complete surprises for you. So don't plan to get out of the room at any time because you don't know when a surprise may come at you. It's going to be very interesting. And, let me just recap the auto version of the Futurescape AV before I get Vijay on stage. So thank you and enjoy the remaining 2.5 hours.
Good afternoon. Let's treat today as a preface or a introduction to our narrative of going global. Rajesh spoke about the various sections that we would cover today. And I'm sure this story is going to be a very exciting story that will unfold over the next couple of years. But the story today that we're going to talk about is what's in store for us as we think going global. Rajesh also gave an indication in terms of why are we talking about this strategy now today. It's because today India is the third largest automobile country in the world. Many of you all here will know that we overtook Japan last year. India today is a country, whether you look at it in terms of competition, and I was just looking at the number of members who are part of SIAM today. There are 46 automobile manufacturers in India. They all today have got their global products which come into the country. So whether you talk about competition, whether you talk about the kinds of product, or even if you talk about how India is moving as a nation in terms of regulations, emissions, safety, it clearly is an indication that India is a stage for the globe. And in that stage today, on that stage today, we are a brand which is a leader in the businesses that we operate in. We are the number one SUV player, 5 consecutive quarters on revenue share. We continue to be the number one player in the LCV segment, less than 3.5 ton, for 9 consecutive years. And now, with the kind of products that we've launched in the recent past, we have global-ready products, be it in terms of the powertrains, be it in terms of their refinement, be it in terms of their design, be it in terms of features and technology, or be it in terms of safety. So the foundation is set with a range of authentic SUVs that we offer today in the country. We've spoken about the futuristic EVs that we will launch going forward, and we have a strong foundation and right to win with our range of commercial vehicles. It's been a journey from workhorses to entry-level lifestyle products, and something that we're going to reveal here today. And to further strengthen this foundation, we have a global footprint where we design our products in the UK, in India. We have MIDS in India, we have Made in UK, we have MRV in India, we have the Pininfarina as part of our portfolio, and we have the MRV in Detroit. So it's a neural network where we are leveraging on our strengths to create global products. And then, over a period of time, we've developed manufacturing capabilities, competencies across certain parts of the globe. Of course, in India, we have a very strong manufacturing base with 7 plants. We've also set up assembly operations in South Africa, Sri Lanka, Kenya, Tunisia, and as you know, on the tractor side, we also have it in the US. And further, today, as we stand, 25 countries of operation. We are present in both LHD, RHD markets. We have 4 overseas ventures, and we are the number one pickup exporter from India. Now, as we've been unfolding this journey over the last couple of years, we've even not just taken our products, but we are also transforming our brand in these international markets. We've taken our new visual identity to many markets. And as we take these products to multiple new markets, we are unfolding our strategy of going global. So as part of the journey, we've already begun the journey of going global. We are launching our new SUVs in many overseas markets. We've launched them in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and very good response to the SUVs that we brought to these markets. We were a strong pickup player, but now we are adding the range of SUVs to many of these markets. And as we launch these products, we've taken our visual identity and set up some really good facilities in different parts of the world. A quick glance for you, that's Australia, that's New Zealand, that's South Africa, a couple of more in South Africa, and I was here yesterday spending the day visiting our dealerships in Cape Town, seeing their facilities, their showrooms, their workshops, the kind of people they have in the business supporting the Mahindra brand here, the local team that we have in South Africa, truly encouraging and energizing to see what we are doing to take the brand global. That's another outlet in South Africa. And as we start pivoting and moving forward in our journey of going global, as a next phase, we are talking about launching our Born EVs. And we plan to expand to potential new markets. Of course, you're aware we are launching in India. But as part of our growth and aspiration, it's not just about the countries where we are present today. We intend to add new potential markets like UK and Europe. And when we bring the global pickup, we're further going to expand our presence and reach besides the markets where we already are strong by adding ASEAN into the list of markets where we will play. So that's a little bit about the narrative in terms of how the story is going to unfold over the next couple of years. And today, we will now pivot to some of these products that we're going to take global. So let's begin by first talking about how we are ready to explore the world with our global pickup. And I'm going to ask Velu to come in and Pratap to come in and join me. But let me give you a little bit of an introduction to who are we targeting this product, where are we going to play, and what is it all about. So clearly we've been talking about the lifestyle segment. And globally, this segment in the markets where we intend to play, it's about a 2 million market. And with the range of products that we will offer, we are talking about addressing the needs of commute, lifestyle, and off-roading and sports. So it'll be a range of products that will cater to multiple needs spanning across what I would call, or what the industry calls, the mid-size global pickup segment. And the product, the DNA, or the pillars on which the product is going to be built in terms of design and engineering is about being tough, versatile, truly capable, technology or tech-first features, and needless to say, very, very high on safety. And with this range of products, we would expand, as I mentioned earlier, to these potential markets of scale-up which are under consideration and evaluation. With that, I'm going to request Velu to come up here and talk a little bit more about what the global pickup product is all about.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Wish you an Independence Day, and what a day to start our go global. So EPT, the enthusiast, trailblazer, and the pragmatist. These are the three customer profiles that Vijay put it out, and that needs in greater aspirations to be reset with us to design and develop the body-on-frame vehicles and pickups, which naturally comes to us, having sold 900,000 Scorpios in India. So what you see here is the frame, the center structure of the pickup that comes with very high strength material, above 80%, 600 Newton per millimeter squared. It comes with very high torsional and bending, go anywhere in South Africa, of course in all markets as well. But being in South Africa, I have to take the South Africa name first. So it's highly durable, and it also meets the crash performance. Let it be G NCAP or Euro NCAP or A NCAP. We're now going to beef up our chassis and body to meet all the crash norms, just like the emission norms. By the way, when we do this, we automatically get the benefit of the best ride and handling performance. Of course, also the refinement comes with the best stiffness, bending stiffness and torsional stiffnesses. So that's the higher order aspirations we have set it for the new global pickup. The body has to be extremely light because it is sitting on the spring. You don't want the body to juggle around with a high mass, and that will give you problems to ride and handling. So it's extremely lightweight, but yet tough and versatile structure that we are building on it. A new body that will be built on the new chassis that we are doing it for the global market. So therefore, it's a go global. All the joineries in the body structure are optimized. You get then the strength without adding the material. That's the clue there. The local stiffnesses have to be improved apart from the regular A pillar, B pillar, C pillar, and the rings that you add to the structures. That's one of the best learnings that we got from our Scorpio launch. So we will put it back to the pickup so you get a very solid body at very lightweight. That gives again the NVH performance that's needed, and again the toughness that it adds. It comes with a Yamaha Generation 2 powertrain with 185 bhp diesel engine, paired with manual and automatic transmissions, very proven, reliable ISIN automatic 6-speed transmission, and manual is from Mahindra. It's an unparalleled low-end torque. When you drive the new Scorpio-N, you know the power and torque of these vehicles. We bring in 4x4 terrain capability for this global pickup, 4-wheel drive light and 4-wheel drive high modes. You also know that we have a traction control system for different terrains: gravel, snow, grass, mud, mud, sand, and normal drives. All of them we integrated, we give different drive modes, so this car can take on anywhere in the country with all these kinds of roads. So that's the different drivetrain capability that we bring in apart from the engine power and torque. So adding together, it's Go Global. Techie. We have to steal the heart of the pickup, just like that we do for SUVs. So we bring in zip, zap, zoom, and you can customize as well. So different modes for the engine and transmissions. Immersive audio experience with a very low refined vehicle in the quietest cabin that you can have. You need an immersive audio experience, so we bring in branded audio experience here. 5G connectivity, we now move away from 4G to 5G. We also bring in semi-automatic parking assist, and of course, sunroof will always be there. Safety is the main pillar and core architecture of our global pickup. As I said, threshold structure that we explained earlier. The crash loads are distributed in multiple ways so that you don't disturb the A pillar and the B pillar. The structure you don't want to disturb when the crash happens so that you can easily open the door. You don't want any injuries to take place of the occupants. So the loads are evenly distributed. It's the new threshold structure that we implemented in XUV700 and then Scorpio and then back to global pickup. We are successful in 5-star in G NCAP. We bring in the same thing for Euro NCAP and A NCAP. We also come with 5R1 camera, 1B, that gives the level 2 plus autonomous driving, multiple 43 features that it offers, and it's the number one selling item for XUV700, all of you know, in India. We bring in for the global pickup. With that, we define the global pickup concept, but this is the small part of the big story that now Mr. Boson is going to reveal about the exteriors and interiors of global pickup. May I request Mr. Pradap Bose to come to the stage.
Thank you for the new. Thank you, Velu-san, for the new name, Boson. I'm not sure I deserve a name like that, but there you go. Okay, we've spoken about this being a lifestyle pickup, but how did we bring style into life? And let me show you that little story. You know I love talking about design, but this one is particularly close to us as a design team, global design team, because it's a true opportunity to do something fantastic, something global as we've called it, something fresh on the new gen or the next gen ladder frame architecture that Velu and team are developing at MRV and other places that you saw around the world. So this next generation frame, this next generation architecture really needed an all new global pickup. Okay, as you know, I always talk about design pillars. Modernity is one of them. You know, products live and survive for 10, 15, 20 years. They should always look contemporary, never outdated. Functional detail. For the range of things the pickup will have to do, it's very, very important to treat each detail with care. Mies van der Rohe said, God lies in the details. And I think details is what distinguishes one product from another. Robustness comes with the territory. That's the kind of product it is. And of course, Mahindra bold. You know, boldness is something we've never been shy of. And I think bringing that out in the personality of the vehicle, in the personality of the design, was fundamental. As you know, I'll get out of the way for some of you. As you know, with that brief, the design teams really, go to town. It's almost impossible to stop them. The kind of creativity that flows, and you can see we explore all sorts of directions. But then we of course, through a process of selection and down selection, we come to what's close to the final design theme. And here, even on paper, if you can excite the management team, I think you're sort of on the right path. So when they see these sketches on paper on a big screen in our studios, either in MADE or in MIDS, you can feel that excitement. And then you say to the design team, look, guys, I think we're on the right path. Let's keep going. As you know, clay is integral to our design process. A lot of people talk about AI and digital and computers, but I think HI, which is human intelligence, is one of the most powerful forms of intelligence. And when they touch the model like this, when they touch the clay, when each surface is gone over by the hand of a modeler and a designer, you will see the result. We, of course, get into the minutest of details. I spoke just now about functional details. Everything is there for a reason. There's nothing superfluous in a pickup, and there shouldn't be. Again, the form-function balance is important. But we treat every detail with care. Because when you live with a product for 7, 8, 10 years, you notice these things. You notice the smallest details. It doesn't have to be at first view. Maybe in the second year you realize, oh, I didn't know the lamp has little squares in them. But you do, and that's what keeps it fresh for you. Then, of course, like I said, we have very high quality of that visualization of every single detail, but also the overall vehicle. So we never lose sight of overall proportions, overall surfaces, and then the finest and the minutest of details. And here you can see, as it's a concept, we wanted to sort of jazz it up a bit. The tires at the back, the other little accessories. Like I said, it's hard to stop designers when the creative juices are flowing. And then again, in the digital process, we sit and refine every surface, every edge, every line, so that what you finally see comes together as a fantastic, amazing, beautiful whole. And here again, you can see every detail is worked on. And we do this, of course, with our partners in MRV, in product planning, what's right, what's big, what's tough. If you can see the chamfers around everything, it's that thickness of material, it's a thickness of metal, that you want to bring out when you see all these chamfered surfaces. Yeah, and like I said, our visualization, in-house visualization is of a very high order. So I say designed in Mumbai, but for the world. And I would like to show you all an AV about what this global pickup is really about. Can we have the AV, please? So without any further delay, let's meet the global pickup. Can we have the launch sequence, please? Thank you, everyone.
Requesting all of you all to please be seated. We continue, and yes, the products will come back out for a lot more opportunity for a photo op. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the next section of our global story. And we met exactly a year back at Banbury, where we spoke about our EV vision. And at that time, we had said that while we are meeting here today talking about the EV vision, while we were talking about an EV vision over there, we had clearly stated that what we are displaying and what we are showing are not just visions, but they are products of intent to production. So this next section of about 15 minutes is about the 1 year's journey and what I would like to call from vision to reality. And in the next 10-15 minutes, Velu and I will take you through what a fantastic and exciting 1 year this has been. Where have we taken this vision to reality, and where are we on our journey today? But I just want to reflect back on a few slides that were presented last year by Velu as part of his presentation, where he introduced INGLO as Mahindra's born electric platform. He spoke about the platform being modular. He spoke about the various aspects of the product and spent a lot of time on safety, HMI, computing power, performance, and on the battery technology. So he spoke about the architecture in terms of how it would house multiple top hats. And as you all know, we've added one more to that when we met in Hyderabad and we spoke about Rally. And he spent a lot of time talking about the platform in terms of its battery technology and architecture. And I just want to call out a few things, just to reiterate on the slides that we used 1 year ago, where he spoke about the cell type being blade. He also called out LFP. He also called out 80 kilowatt hour. And recently there's been a scoop that came out talking about Mahindra's battery journey in terms of the EV story. I think probably the reference to these slides were forgotten, what was spoken about a year back. We are well on our journey in terms of our commitments on all the technologies we spoke about on battery. We are well on our journey in terms of what we spoke about in terms of performance. We had spoken about a range of performance, which would mean multiple motors to deliver on the proposition that the vehicle would bring to market at launch. And we are really excited to also talk to you today about where are we on our HMI journey, which is something that we've spent a lot of time on working with the best in the world to create a very, very unique human-machine interface. And to conclude, before I call Velu, we had put out our timelines and we are well on track to deliver our products as per these dates. With that, let me call Velu on stage. Before that, can we have a quick AV on Banbury to Hyderabad and now to Cape Town?
Mahindra Advanced Design will be the vanguard of our thrust into electric vehicles.
There are a few days in history when you can say that you're witnessing the cusp of change.
Revolutionary in form and function, the next generation of performance.
The INGLO platform is a new beginning, rewriting the rules to outperform on every level.
Together, we are bringing alive the sports in electric SUVs.
What you've seen here is not just a vision. These are definitive strategic steps.
Our plan is to go even bigger, not just in India, but around the world.
would like to cover the Born Electric Vehicle Development status. It's a dream to reality. It's a dream to safeguard our planet and safely hand over to our children and grandchildren. That's our dream. It's a battery electric vehicle development, also born electric vehicle development. We presented 3 vehicles, August 15th, 2022. But we said we will add one more, so now it's 4. Pradap San brought Rally, so we said we will bring at the same time. That Vijay projected the dates, so we stick to the dates. Every time the human race makes a step change from ICE to EV, it's a big migration from horse to ICE. 100 years ago it happened. It faces a lot of challenges. And these challenges make you to come up with technical solutions, and they are patents. And these patents, I'm not going to divulge the details of the patent because they are being applied, are going to give unique proposition to our Yinglo platform and the BEV vehicles. And I will give you some sneak views of those patents. Before that, may I call an AV to show what these babies are doing in MSPT. AV, please. When I say babies, babies love SUVs. At the heart of these SUVs, there lies the technology, battery. That's the most important technology, as in the last 1.5 years that when we are developing 80 kilowatt hour blade cell battery, which Vijay mentioned, we faced 6 challenges. Energy density to get 80 kilowatt hour in the 2775 wheelbase, charging time 0 to 80% in 30 minutes. Many people offer, but they offer for 40 kilowatt hour, 50 minutes. But this comes 80 kilowatt hour, 30 minutes. Discharge rate, many people say LFBs are suited only for up to 3 or 2.5. We come with 5.5. You put your accelerator pedal, if the battery capacity is 200 ampere hour, 5 times you get 1000 ampere hour, and you don't require to go to NASA. You just sit in BO5 or E8 or E9, you have that feel. That's the meaning of C 5.5. It's totally different battery pack, conventionally not seen so far. That's why we call it as Advanced Yinglo LFP. Such battery packs, you can't change 2 months, 3 months in the middle of your program. It's designed from the day one, and we don't change it. Voltage drop over 100% to 10%. The voltage cannot drop. If it drops, it will affect the performance. We achieved with our patents that feat. Thermal propagation. We said no thermal propagation, full stop, no discussion. You will see the results. Real world conditions, you will have extents for 30G, and you will have floods. The battery has to withstand. You will see something. I will show you Some of these tooled up, all of them are tooled up. They are running the tooled up vehicles that you saw. And these are the patents that we have applied to navigate those 6 challenges that I explained to you. These are all tooled up parts. What you see here is the battery charging development and range development, one of the significant developments that we are doing at MRV. And we are on track, and those numbers are published. Either we will meet or we will be better than that based on the current results. So we already meet fast charging of 30 minutes for 80 kilowatt hour. The battery needs thermal safety, mechanical safety, and it needs battery life with 5.5 or 3.5 C rating. And it has to be leak proof. It has to be tested in the best way, in the best laboratories all over the world. What you see here is the mini tooled up module, which is part of our 80 kilowatt hour battery pack. You don't see, even if I pass a nail between the positive terminal to negative terminal. That's the patent. We will share the details, how it happens in our battery during the launch. This is called a nail penetration test. In the event of a side crash, you can go up to 20-ton loads in the side crash, and you crush the battery. This is the tooled up battery is being crushed beyond 20 ton, and we don't want to reveal the name right now, but this battery pack meets well beyond what our regulatory target and our target. It's vibrations that kill most of the time when you get into automobile. Vibrations have many meanings to many people. Just you make it displacement, that's also vibration. The rate of displacement means meter per second, and the rate of displacement per second is acceleration. What causes the problem is not the displacement, is not the velocity, but the acceleration. That's why Newton said force is equal to m into acceleration, not displacement, not velocity. We bring Newton back to testing the battery, and we say, we test it with 30 G. Full stop, no discussion. And that's the test that you see. And all the internal components that are connected to the battery cell cannot disintegrate at 30 G. When you make an accident, you go up to 30 G for 5 milliseconds, but the battery has to withstand, it cannot disintegrate. In the regular roads, rough roads, you can go up to 10 G. In potholes at high speeds, the battery has to withstand over the cycle. That's what you see. We are testing these components. What you see here is flooded situation where you completely immerse the battery with fully charged and nothing should happen to the battery. And you always use 10 bar or 4 bar high pressure cleaning for your vehicles. We said we take 100 bar, no discussion. Use the 100 bar using a robot and test no leak should happen. That's the depth of development that we wanted to do when we migrate from ICE to born electric vehicle. We want our battery to be the state of the art. Here is what the powertrain that's complementing to the battery that we are developing, and that has different variations of performance. Like Vijay said, we have 535 Newton meter high performance motor from VW. Vehicles are running with VW motors today as I speak. 380 Newton meter entry variant with Valeo vehicles are running with this. We stick to our plan of 15th August 2022. All-wheel drive vehicles we are building as we speak. The powertrain performance development is underway. As I said, we don't want voltage variation as the battery performance comes from battery SOC from 80 to 30. Our battery gives 400 to 450, very narrow band of performance and range. We don't go to the dotted line. Some batteries do, and they are not born electric vehicle. This is born electric vehicle. These all have to be tested in a laboratory that is most modern. And I want to show you those laboratories where we test this. May I ask for the AV, please? Exactly a year ago, we unveiled our plans and commitment to customers by unveiling a range of BEVs. that we plan to launch end of 2024. The 5 electrifying SUVs that we had shown are part of something bigger, something that is sustainable and equitable. That is the Mahindra way of promising an exciting future. I'm not yet done because I'm yet to come to the vehicle. So one of the significant effect in the vehicle when you add the battery and the rear motor is the CG comes down by 23%, but the CG also goes back, 12% CG comes down, the CG goes back by 25%. And you need innovations that can take care, as the CG moves rearward, tail swing can happen at high speeds. Here is what you see, the BU05 tooled up vehicle does it so beautifully at 100 km per hour in MSVT test track. No tail swing of whatsoever that you can detect. It comes with these patented technologies. We'll reveal these technologies as we go through during launch. The rear suspension has to augment the front suspension, and it has to withstand at 180 km per hour. By the way, the video was taken on Sunday, where you saw 200 km per hour, and when I shot, it was 180. So every day they make a progress of 10 kilometers. By the time we land, we don't know what kilometer it will be running, but the rear suspension is what is making it happen. To supplement this, we need a vehicle manufacturing that can support all of them. And may I request an AV, please, where we are building state-of-the-body TCF and battery plant in Chakan. You have a sneak preview of what's happening in Chakan. AV, please.
Welcome to Chakan plant. From SUVs to trucks to construction equipment, make it here. So today we take you through our new EV facility. The facility will be fully ready by March 2024, and we will be producing more than 200,000 electric SUVs per annum. This EV facility will be one of the fastest manufacturing facility ever built, with an advanced BIW, paint shop and TCF. This facility is engineered by using more than 1 lakh hours of front loading by leveraging digital technologies. The plant's unique no-column structure gives immense flexibility and versatility to adapt the ever-evolving manufacturing challenges. Each e-SUV will be produced by an army of 600 plus robots with a highly skilled and diverse workforce which will be deployed across the EV value chain. AI and IoT enabled advanced manufacturing technologies will help us to set a new benchmark in safety, quality and delivery. A world-class battery assembly plant is gearing up to supply the most critical component for the EV, the battery module. Whether it's the EV we build or how we build it, sustainability is of utmost importance to us. The steel used in this building structure is recycled, and usage of fly ash in the concrete results in positive carbon credits. With rainwater harvesting, rooftop solars, the use of energy efficient equipment and the eco-friendly output, this facility is the truly green facility. Once ready, this will be one of the very few manufacturing plants in the world to be LEED certified. This EV facility will truly bring global to India. Starting 2024, our first set of designed at UK and built in India wave offerings will start rolling out. And we can't wait for you to get your hands on one.
Chakan plan to see it. Whenever you are there, you come, we'll show you. If I don't cover the HMI, I will do injustice to the technology team and to my colleague, Riti, who is getting the product planning for EV. And she is so closely associated with this HMI development to make it very simple. Don't leave it to engineers. Take the product planning guys and the guys who understand the customers. They do the bit and we execute from the background. That's the story behind this three edge to edge, and Pradap-san calls it as coastal to coastal screen. Pradap and Vijay and Riti and Jogi, they are really involved in how to get the screen after screen experience, navigation experience in this. All the details are known to you in Banbury, so I'm not explaining. We have a dynamic illumination sunroof. It's not a mere sunroof, but we will spare it for another day, and we don't want to give certain more details on this. The best augmented reality, HUD. It's not a virtual reality that I'm speaking about. You take the road image and augment it. It's an augmented reality, not virtual reality. You get navigation details in front of you with 9x5 field vision. That's the best AR HUD technology that I am aware of, not yet into the market so far. ADAS, we discussed, even in global pickup. Born Electric Vehicle develops it, and we get it for all other products. But it has 43 features, as I said. We will reveal it during the launch. It comes with many fortification cocoons that you see around the vehicle with the radars. All the radars are not the same. Radars are different, and therefore you get fortification around the vehicle. What you see here is you need a sound experience, and we are bringing Harman and Dolby, and my colleague Vinod will speak about it after this. We need connectivity, vehicle to vehicle, Mahindra vehicle to Mahindra vehicle. B has to speak to E8, E8 has to speak to E9, because that's how we are developing the vehicle. And we want the customers of these vehicles also speak to each other. If not, the other vehicles, when they catch up Mahindra, we can also speak to them. But first, to start with Mahindra Born Electric vehicles, they will talk to each other and to the network in the road infrastructure. We also have over-the-air update, SOTA and FOTA. So the connectivity is the best in its Born Electric vehicle series. With this, may I request Vijay to take on place? Thank you so much.
Velu, thank you so much. So you could see the journey of last 1 year. It's just 365 days, and you can see what all we've done in the last 365 days. Converting that vision to reality, but for me, that video that we played of the 3 vehicles down the track, no stock shots, no outside footage. They are our real products, real people, real plants, real testing, real features, all coming out soon. So at this stage, we're just going to take a short 10-minute break. I'm going to request you all, let's try and keep it to 10 minutes, please. Stretch break, and we come back as we move to the next section, where we'll talk a little bit about the brand architecture and how we go forward in the EV world. Short break, and back in 10 minutes, please. So let's move into the next section. Can I have all of you all seated, please? We still have a very action-packed hour and 15 minutes, so please be seated. So as we pivot to the next section, no story can be completed without a great brand story. And what we are now going to pivot to is to talk to you about our brand story. It needs such a story, which is the loon shot, needs a leap of faith into the future, even as a brand. So what is the brand? What is the brand architecture? What does it stand for? Who is it for? And what's the narrative all about? No better to talk to us about that story than Rajesh. So I'm going to ask Rajesh to come back here and script the story out for the next 20 minutes. Over to you, Rajesh.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if it's going to be 20 minutes or less, but yeah, script I will. So I'm going to talk to you about the EV brand architecture. We spoke a little about that a year back. We've evolved our thinking around that. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how we are planning to create the EV SUV brand. But as we're doing that, let's first take a look at where we are today by way of our brand architecture. So what you see on the top is the brand Mahindra, which is the master brand. And then you see a category brand and platform brand, and then the lead brands under that. So this is what the ICE world looks like. In the ICE world, we have the Twin Peaks logo. the brand idea there is around exploring the impossible. Adrenox is not exactly a platform, but we're using that to represent the integration of the technology. And the key products under that are Bolero, XUV, Scorpio, and Thar. So this is what we have today. Let's look at what the EV world will look like. So this is a pure electric portfolio. INGLO is the integrating platform. And then you see the product brands, so the lead product brands under that. So you see BE as a brand. We revealed that last year. You see XUV.E. So that's the electric version of XUV. So you have XUV E8, XUV E9. So that's the electrification of the XUV portfolio. What you see in the ICE world is the XUV 300, 700, so on. So that's how the product brands play out between ICE and EV. You will see the Thar.E today as a concept. You will not see the Scorpio.E for some time. You will not see the Bolero.E for some time. But this is to explain to you what the architecture is going to look like. So basically, over a period of time, we will electrify all our ICE brands in the way that you're seeing it now. So we will create one new brand, which is B, and we will electrify all the other brands. So you're basically seeing this in two splits. So you're seeing the ICE world, you're seeing how we carry this into the electric world. Now what you see up there is new identity. And really what we're going to talk about here is what should be the new identity for electric. As we thought about it, we started saying that we do need an unifying idea for our electric SUV portfolio. And customers will want to know in what way is our electric portfolio. What does it mean to them? What should they expect from us? And we're making a change compared to what we said earlier as we've learned more about this market. When we spoke about this a year back, we had said we will do that using something we called Copper Twin Peaks. We've now said we will keep Copper Twin Peaks only on one electric product, which is the 400. Everything else that we do in the born electric world, we will create a new identity. So let me first talk about what customers would want in the electric world, and we're calling that unpacking the EV consumer psyche. Now, when I'm saying unpacking the consumer EV psyche, I'm talking about customers whom we are targeting. There will be other brands who are targeting different types of customers. These insights are based on the customers we want to target for our born electric SUV portfolio. We're targeting those customers for whom lifestyle is more important than economy. We would expect those who buy our product to not buy it because I save so much fuel cost per month. Of course, they may buy it because they want to save so much fuel because of sustainability, but not because we will save so much fuel cost per month. So customers who are looking at a lifestyle, and which is why many of the things Velu spoke about are all bringing alive that lifestyle. We would expect people to buy our electric products because it's going to give them a certain kind of lifestyle. They would champion self-expression and embrace the potential of tomorrow. These are customers for whom expressing themselves, their identity is really important, is really crucial. And they see the potential of tomorrow. They have that ambition, which we'll talk about a little bit more, in the way they evolve themselves. So they are bold yet playful, and they have ambition with creativity. So a lot of what is going into our product is being driven around these insights. They care for the planet, so they would definitely want to save use of fuel, but not because they want to save so much rupees per liter of fuel cost. they're very globally aware of what's happening in the world. They understand the shift that's happening in EVs, why that's good for the planet. These are the kind of customers we are appealing to or targeting. And they're very tech obsessed. They're endlessly curious. So a curious customer wants to experiment, wants to do new things, wants to find out more. And we're seeing that in the kind of products that we're making recently and the kind of customers we are attracting. The 700 customer is very much like that. They're very curious. They're experimenting all the time. They're innovating with their system. So really we're looking at a customer type which is more progressive, more evolved in the way they're thinking about the world, is looking for a lifestyle statement, which is why the design language, the technology is all being brought alive as a part of this electric SUV proposition. So we believe that there's a brand idea which is about creating infinite possibilities. And hence we're looking at crafting infinite, meaningful experiences. These are meaningful human experiences. These are experiences which will be memorable, personalized, and they're about driving an infinitely positive, planet-positive approach. It's about blending beauty with intelligence. The beauty is in the design, the beauty is in the core, the soul, but with a lot of human intelligence. A lot of intelligence that the tech is going to pack in, which will make this brand about meaningful human experiences. And then it's about exploring the endless exploration or the limitless exploration of new possibilities. So all of these, in a manner of speaking, create infinite possibilities, and we believe that can be an integrating central idea around what our electric SUVs will bring to customers. Now this is an idea, and this needed to be converted into a visual identity or a symbol, and we've tried to bring that alive for you so that you can get to see that. And Pratap, can I invite you to come up and talk about how you're going to bring alive infinite possibilities for our electric SUV portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh. I think I'll just take a minute to take you through our new visual identity for the pure electric vehicles. With every symbol or logo comes a challenge. There are a couple of messages you have to get out there. And you saw in Twin Peaks, there were a couple of those messages. We had two M's, a solid M for Mahindra in the center and an explosive outward-reaching M on the outside. So we had that. That was the one which was talking about a company which is ready to explore and go beyond boundaries, infinite. On the other hand, we were talking about also circularity. We were talking about our racing spirit. We are talking about going beyond anything that anyone has seen before in BEVs. So we started the process. These are some of the sketches that we did along the way to come to our new visual logo or visual identity. It's about the synergy, it's about flow of energy, it's about circularity. So there are so many messages packed in here, and a good logo or a good symbol is one which works at any size, small, remember, like I said, in the wheel hubs or the steering wheel, and on a factory building entrance. So it has to work at any size. It has to be backlit, frontlit, sometimes chrome, sometimes not. So let us show you the AV, which explains in a little more depth what infinite possibilities comes to symbolize. Can we have the AV, please? Thank you. Rajesh, can we have you back, please? Thanks.
Okay, so let's complete this brand architecture slide. So on the left side, you see the ICE portfolio, Explore the Impossible, Twin Peaks. Adrenox, lead brands are Bolero, XUV, Scorpio, and Thar. On the right side, you see the Born Electric portfolio. New logo, Infinite Possibilities. It will go on all the Born Electric portfolio. It will have InGlow, and the product brands will be B, XUV.E, Thar.E, Scorpio.E, Bolero.E with time. So we think this helps us create a very clear proposition for customers around what our electric portfolio is, while still staying close to the core of what the Mahindra DNA is. So let's talk about how we're going to build on this whole thing we spoke about, which is meaningful experiences. This is a brand which is going to be built on what we are calling meaningful human experiences. And meaningful human experiences are those which derive out of a very strong sensory, a sense of a sensory touch point, as one may call it. So let's take the example of the world we all live in today. At one time, we lived in a world of books, in hard paper, soft paper, back, whatever. Today, a lot of us have replaced that with experiences which are around sound. So we like to listen, music, audible, whatever. We like to watch video. So in a way, the old habit of reading as an experience has pivoted to a world which we are all immersed in a life which is around sound as a key driver of experience and visuals, which is a key driver of experience. And that is this very interesting immersion of a cultivated dance with the melodious embrace of auditory sensations. So when we have to build meaningful experiences and immersive, meaningful experiences, getting the right sound is a very, very critical part of this strategy of building experiences. So Velu mentioned this in the passing, but we've tied up with the best in the world, as we have for many, many things in the Born Electric strategy, to bring our customers the best equipment or tools. And to tell you more about our tie-up with Dolby and Harman Kardon, let me invite Vinod on stage to share with you what we plan to do with Dolby and Harman Kardon. Vinod.
Let me first begin with the phrase which we all would have heard so many times, that automobiles are fast becoming computers on wheel. But that would not be exciting enough. And hence, our Born Electric range will be many more things on wheel, not just computer on wheels. Can we have the slide, please? So it's our proud privilege to announce our tie-up and collaboration with two great leaders in the world, in the world of audio revolution, which is Dolby as well as Harman. With that, the groundbreaking collaboration which Mahindra, Dolby Laboratories and Harman are going to do together, and we are working, our Born Electric will also be a concert hall on wheels. And let me explain how. All of you who are lovers of music, sound, entertainment, what we finally experience is a mixture of what goes as input and what goes as output. The revolution on input is being done today by Dolby Atmos. Most of us would have experienced the sound quality of Dolby Atmos in theaters, in some of our equipment inside our house. What it does or what it has done is effectively reinventing the way sound gets created and experienced in future. For long it was mono and then it became stereo. And now the next level is actually Dolby Atmos, which actually allows sound to be interpreted as 3D object. I'm just repeating, sound to be interpreted as 3D object. And this gives, Dolby Atmos actually gives the power in the hand of creators. The creators who create the sound, an ability to actually create music which can be experienced as a 3D object. And to bring that, we also need the right output medium, and for which we have collaborated with Harman. And Harman is going to provide us the Harman Kardon 360-degree surround sound solutions with quantum logic immersion, which also has ability to separate every strand of audio and give it as a separate input to a particular speaker if we want to. And with the 16 channels, 16 speakers which we are trying to bring, or which we are bringing in our Born Electric, you will experience the sound which will be clearly of the next level. What you would have read already in the red is that these are the solutions which are first in India. But let me also tell you, when it comes to Dolby Atmos, there are just 5 or 6 global players today, global OEMs, and all in luxury segments, who have brought Dolby Atmos inside the ambience of a car interiors. And we'll be first in the globe to be able to do that in a mainstream segment. So that's the power of this groundbreaking collaboration which we are going to bring in our Born Electric range very soon.
Thank you, Vinod. So clearly, when we want to create meaningful experiences, getting the right equipment and the tools, and hence Dolby and Harman Kardon are very important. But as Vinod said, that's an important but not a sufficient condition to create the entire experience. The whole InGlow platform is about creating these very unique human interfaces using artificial intelligence to enhance and personalize your life. Something which is very minimalistic, intuitive, and purposely made. So a key part of the project was around designing the sounds and the chimes that the car has. And these sounds and chimes would actually range between being serenely quiet to being interactive to being sensual sound experiences. So a lot of thinking went into who we should work with to create sound experiences which will be transformational, which will truly create that immersive experience. It's the sound experts who will convert and make the shift from the acoustic profile of the combustion engine to the distinct soundscape of an electric vehicle. We have to realize that in an electric vehicle, creation of sound is way more important than in an ICE world product. I mean, as you've seen some of the vehicles driving around the track, when we would drive similar ICE vehicles at this stage of the development, you would hear a few sounds here or there. Now in an electric, because there's no other sound, any sound that comes at you. So obviously when you go to market, the product's going to be soundless, but we are creating sounds. We're creating sensations for customers to experience. So we really needed a master to create this sensation for us. A successful master who has created who's created music around the world, who's a global celebrity, but with very deep roots in India. But we also want to create sound which connects with the brand identity. And you just looked at this unique brand identity that we have, which is around infinite possibilities and the logo unit and how do we bring that alive to customers in the way we create the sensory experiences in the vehicle? So can I invite Vijay, Velu and Pratap to join me as we take you further on this journey of creating experiences and the brand, and how we're thinking of integrating these in this path of providing our customers with meaningful human experiences where sound and visual will be a key element. So as I said, we needed an expert, a master creator, a global luminary with deep Indian roots, and that's where we want to take our brand. We are a brand with deep Indian roots, but we want to create global scale impact. So we, after some search, did find such a person with deep Indian roots, but with a huge amount of global standing and recognition. He's the winner of Oscars, Grammys, the BAFTA, the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, and the Golden Globe, to name a few. Any guesses on who this could be? Oh, okay. Yeah, so let me kind of take this opportunity to have with you this global master. Can we get the global master on stage, please? Mr. Rahman, thank you for being with us. He'll need a mic, please. So, we've been working with you, sir, Mr. Rahman, for a while. And, he's creating the brand theme, and all the sounds that are going to go into the electric portfolio are all going to be created by Mr. Rahman. So we really have that master who is a global identity and yet with deep Indian roots and understands Indian consumers. So how's been your experience? You've been working with us for some time, and what's been this experience like? You want to just share it with our group here?
First of all, happy Independence Day.
Thank you.
Independence Day.
It's such a great honor. I never thought, maybe 32 years back, that I'd be doing sounds for a world-class EV. And I would see a car like this, a design like that. And so, great experience. My son loves Italian cars.
Oh.
So I'll fight with him, don't buy them. See this stuff. He's still not believing. But when I saw the models, I went to the factory and I saw that stuff, it was so futuristic. And it feels like I need to own one, And that's one of the reasons why I felt like even the sound experience, what we put in that one should be international but Indian too. So, of course, I've been working with your team for almost 4-5 months now, creating all the sounds.
Yep.
Very special. And we're constantly changing iterations after iterations and build the sound from there.
Super. Thanks so much for sharing this. Any kind of key message that you want to kind of, like if you want to think of a proposition that would come to your mind? How do you get customers to move towards the electric journey? And if you wanted to inspire them to do that, what 1 or 2 words would you use?
I personally think, because India is a very populated country, I feel like this sound pollution and air pollution is, if we can eradicate that and we get into every car's alternate source other than gasoline and everything, I think it's a great move, and our future generation will benefit by that. And even the sounds, I feel like when you're sitting in the vehicle, getting that empowering kind of feeling when you're sitting in this, that I'm doing good to
The planet.
planet, and also feel the sound. Sound in these vehicles are Atmos, which is again a boon for a sound designer or composer, because normally it comes from one speaker. Here you're talking about what all you can do, possibilities. So such a new area that we're also very excited. Our whole team is so excited.
Yeah.
One word. Sir, is there one word that inspired you when you were thinking about creating this extravaganza? The word that you took that really takes the song as a leap?
I think I would say it's a young idea. It's a young idea because you talk about young, there's energy in it, and at the same time a lot of thinking and so much of delicate planning, articulation behind it. And that's what I love about it.
And sir, the philosophy of RISE that we have resonates so well with the way you've articulated this in terms of what you said, planet positive, thinking about the future, and that one word that really takes this leap of faith. Chalang. Yes, sir. Chalang, as you called it. That's what Mahindra is about, right? Our philosophy has been RISE, and we can resonate so well with what you've sort of given this brand as its lift in terms of the leap into the future. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Pratap, I don't know if you want to kind of make a comment, but before that, in a way, as we were thinking about infinite possibilities being this very nice marketing jargon, we actually came up with the Indian version of that, which is Le Chalang, which is really, take that leap into the world of electric. And, that inspired a song which Mr. Rahman has kind of created, and then we got a visual treatment on that. Pratap, any thoughts on that?
I mean, what's a song without visuals? And we created an amazing music video inspired by this incredible word, Chalang, and what A.R. Rahman sir created for us. And we gave it a persona. She's called Dia. We are all going to make this leap on her behalf today. The entire organization, Mahindra, all of us, have converged, as per your term, Chalang, to ensure that Dia has the most incredible, infinite experience. So with that, Vijay, do you want to add anything more
Pratap,
to that?
I think we've spoken a lot. They've heard the master himself. I'm sure they want to listen to what the master has created. Take a look at Dia, take a look at the world of Mahindra, and take a look at the creation of the masterpiece. Can we please play the musical?
सदा देती सदा फलक से हवा कर दे जरा धुएं को वो परे जो था कागजी सोचों के पीछे बन के हकीकत राहों पे उड़ चला Infinite possibilities that choose you An electric life where dreams come true Infinite possibilities that choose you An electric life where dreams come true Dule chala 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 Dule chala 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 Dule chala 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 Dule chala 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 chala
So Rahman sir, what a lovely sound. Can you play that again, please?
I was toying with many sounds and then.
So, you know, sir, very recently in the marketing world, I've heard of this new lingo that's come in. It's called Mogo. So, Mogo is.
Musical logo.
Yeah, the musical logo. So, sir, can we take this opportunity to play the Mogo for the new Mahindra Electric brand identity?
That's a short version.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
we like it. Thanks for creating
Thank
it on
you
the
so
spot.
much.
Thank you.
Vilu, do you want to talk about?
So, Raman sir, we have been working with him from last April. He had come to MSPT, he has seen the vehicle. When we approached him, he said, yeah, he wants to really do it for an Indian brand. After seeing the vehicles, he said, I'm totally inspired with root to the Indian traditions. You know, in the vehicle, we have over 75 sounds, starting with the greeting message that comes when you open the door. And then you have different drives, different sounds for the drive modes. Then you have sounds for
Experience
special
modes.
experience modes that you store it, and then you can switch on in the Harman system. You can switch on and you can listen. Those are over 75 tunes. He is doing it, and you wouldn't believe we were standing outside to meet him, and in 15-20 minutes he made this tune, the first tune, unbelievable, and you had to really see it, and all of them joined the call, and that's the tune that we have chosen, and several tunes are being prepared in parallel for the vehicle. So how do you think, sir, these tunes will play out, the vehicle tunes, sonic tunes?
No, because you're using my name, I have to serve what people expectations, right? So, we're still ideating a lot of things. First, we have this, and then this special sounds for the dashboard and every little thing. And people outside, so they know that the car is coming, the animal's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a lot of R&D stuff we're doing, and then I want to create these experiences. So if they are in a mood for meditation, then mood for celebration, then mood for romance. So I want to create these experiences mode, and we are still working, of course. So we have a long way to go, but I'm really enjoying this trip.
Thank you.
Because it's different from other cars which have come abroad, and our people are different, and also what India can give to the world is what we are trying to do.
Sir, we saw suddenly you called the Tamil lyricist, and you made him to sit with you, and then you and both of you, the lyricist and you, made a Tamil version of this.
Okay. Tamil பேசலாமா?
Yeah?
I think the challenge is always when you're making a song for a brand, you use certain, they copy the values and put that and make it very boring. And how can you make a song liked by general public and brand like you? So that was the challenge. So we initially had one version where it says Vanga, Kondadala, and I didn't like that one. So we used Challang again, and we changed the whole thing to be like a song which people would love, even without having a car attached to it, like a film song or a private song, an album song. So that was the challenge. So, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Just
so
to
this-
mention that the other languages, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, all are in words. But this is just he finished it. So would you like to hear?
Yes, of
would you
course.
like to hear
Yes,
that?
yes, yes.
Let's hear it, the brand anthem in Tamil.
Tamil.
சிறகின்றி பறக்கவா புதுவானம் திறக்கவா உள்ளம் அழகானால் உலகம் சிறக்குமே மின்சார பாடலாம் மின்னல்கள் கேளடா ஜெயிப்போம் வா உலகம் கையிலே சின்ன சின்ன கனவுகளை செல்ஃபி எடுக்கலாம் கற்பனைக்கு கண்ணு காது கை கால் முளைக்கலாம் நம்பிக்கை தான் நாளைகளில் உந்தன் பேரை எழுதிடும் லலலாய் லை 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 நாளை சலாம் 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 நமதேதான் ஊரே சலாம் 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 கொண்டாடலாம் எலியாலே 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 எலியே கொஞ்சம் மாயம் வந்து பாயும் போதுதில்லாம் நாம சேர்ந்தே ஆடலாமே கோடி சந்தோஷங்கள் தேடிதான் வருகின்ற எண்ணங்களின் கதவுகளை திறந்து வைப்போமே Infinite possibilities that choose you An electric life where dreams come true Infinite possibilities that choose you An electric life where dreams come true நாளை சலாம் 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 நமதேதான் ஊரே சலாம் 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 கொண்டாடலாம் நாளை சலாம் 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 நமதேதான் ஊரே சலாம் 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 கொண்டாடலாம்
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Come with me. Come, please.
So that's hashtag Le Chalang, hashtag Take the Leap. That's the story of Dia and her experience in this new world of infinite possibilities. In the world of Mahindra, a world of infinite possibilities where dreams become a reality. So now let's move to the next section. Can we have the slides back? Thank you. So no loon shot story can be complete without this section. We put some teasers out there and I can see smiles. Do you know what I'm talking about? What was the other teaser? It's already up there. Listen, let me at least press the button, guys. All right. So, like I said, our loon shot story cannot be completed without India's most loved iconic brand, which now will come in a pure electric, born electric avatar. And I'm sure this is going to be, as you saw in the brand architecture, the next big story that we will play out as our loon shot, as we will create this whole new world of infinite possibilities and the whole new electric world that Mahindra will offer to its customers like Dia. So I don't want to stand between you and what that Thar is. So I'm going to invite Velu to come up, and then Pratap to come up, and then for you all to see what is this product and this expression that we've created for the world going forward. Over to you, Velu.
So the story goes that you have a classic and you have a new platform and then you have a body. Now, how do we explain in a architecture? And me and Pratap were discussing, and then we came up with this idea that Newton in 1687 released classical mechanics, and then we created iconics everywhere. We took off aeroplane. And then they applied the theory into the nucleus and tried to detect where the electrons is, and they miserably failed. And then they said somebody like Wolfgang Schrödinger has to come in, and then he generated a theory, what is called as wave function. It's the wave that captures the emotions of the people and the emotions of the electron, and it doesn't stick at one place. It's a probabilities, and the wave function gives you the probabilities. And classical mechanics gives you deterministic. It's totally opposite. Two different theories put the entire human into this development stage. Imagine there is an Inglo platform and there is an iconic Thor, and if you now get Bose to do it, and that is the Thor E. Here I stop. I better call Pratap Boson to explain what he has done like Schrödinger. Over to you, Boson.
Thank you,
Mr.
Velu-san.
Pratap Bose.
I must tell everyone that wasn't a conversation. I was just listening. When we had that conversation earlier, I was just listening and nodding my head to try and make sense of it. But you know, science and art, when they come together, create always something truly beautiful. And like Vijay said, he doesn't want to stand in the way, and he's made me stand in the way. I've got a few slides that we'll take you through. You know, when you are designing an icon, first of all, most designers and design teams get very few opportunities in their career to design icons. And in Mahindra, we've got plenty of iconic brands. And we are calling this a vision, because we had the architecture, we had the brand. Putting it together into a Thar E vision was something we felt was fundamental for a company like us. For the auto division, the Thar sits at the heart of everything we do. And the Thar Electric, or the Thar E vision, therefore, was a very natural product for us to create. Again, some pillars. It's about emotion. Rajesh mentioned these are not about how many paise per liter you save of fuel. This is how many thrills you have per mile. It's about emotion. We measure thrills per mile. It's about ethical use of materials, of manufacturing. We spoke about our circularity. Sensory is very important. The whole world is becoming electronic and people are lost in their screens. We will bring the sense of touch, sound, smell even into these products. Authenticity. This brand stands for so much. Authenticity is one of them. Aspiration. As the world moves forward, the new generations come through, they aspire for products like this. And of course, global. That's the reason why we are here today. So, when you brief a design team to do something this iconic, the sketches actually almost draw themselves. The designers are just holding the pen. You know, it's truly something that emerges from passion. And you can see straight away, we hit on some iconic but simple shapes to describe the Thar E. Same for the interior, very essential, very clean, very strong, very architectural. This is that product that gives you the feeling of being protected when you're sitting inside, to be able to truly go where you want to truly explore the impossible. And of course, intelligence. You know, how can we do, again, more for less? Swappable parts. So we have one lighting unit that you can use 4 times, in the front and in the rear. We have 2 fenders which you use all over the car. We have 1 bumper which you use in the front and back. So if you damage it, you change just that part. You don't throw away everything. That's waste. That's where our story of circularity comes in. But again, on paper, we were so excited by what we saw. We said, man, this is the one, let's go for it. You know, it's like trying to find that right solution. Same for the interior, very functional, but not boring. You touch, you feel, you have handles on the side, you have beautiful materials that you're surrounded with and surrounded by. But of course, never at the expense of function. There you can see a nice tablet-like screen in the middle. This is not, sort of coast to coast like we mentioned earlier. But again, all the information you need is there. It's a fully hosable interior. You can put your muddy boots, you can do what you want, and then you come back home and hose it down. Of course, color, materials plays such an important part of that story. We spoke about our circularity. Again, materials that use 50% PET bottles recycled into the fabric. All the plastics you see are unpainted and untreated, make them easy to recycle therefore. So again, at every step of the way in the material story as well, our core philosophy is maintained. And of course, reborn electric. So, like Velusan very often quotes scientists, etc., something that I didn't study beyond 12 standard, I quote artists. And like Michelangelo said, he found David in a block of marble. We found the Thari in a block of thermocol that you see on the right. As we were making and creating it, when it emerged from the thermocol, we absolutely got goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps even now when I think of that moment when everything that the design team had done emerged from that block of thermocol. And of course, details, details, details. Every single millimeter of the car is thought through for function, for purpose, for strength, for robustness, all of it. And part of our global story, designed in Oxfordshire in our MADE studio, made in India for the world. Can we have the AV, please? Can we have the launch sequence as well? Thank you.
Check it.
Hello.
We have a local dance troupe which is going to come in and dance to the tune that we launched as well. So with that, the cue for the dance troupe to come in. Can we get the music on? Okay. Almost there. We thought it'll be great opportunity for us to have a bit of a dialogue with A.R. Rahman, the maestro himself. So, Rajesh, if you don't mind coming up on stage with A.R. Rahman, sir, please.
Come.
To the top.
Okay, so we have with us Mr. Rahman, and he's kindly agreed to interact, with the audience here. So maybe I'll get started, and we'll be happy to take any questions that any of you have for Mr. Rahman on what he's created. So thank you, sir, firstly for agreeing to do this interaction. I know.
My pleasure.
So you saw we presented this strategy, which was around, as all strategy notes are, they're boring, uninspiring. You have a logo and then we say infinite possibilities, but you brought it to life with Le Chalang. And in a way, Le Chalang is a really good, relatable expression of infinite possibilities, because it's about taking that leap into, the long world of exploration and possibility. How did you come up with this? And the Lalai, which we've really loved. How did you, just any thoughts on, I know it's hard for creative people to express how they come up with these breakthroughs, but if you can.
What we did was actually we had, I'd given 3 alternatives, and I like this one, but I didn't tell you that I like. So I wanted you guys to select. One was very classy, slow, romantic one, and the other one was this one, and another one was a little weird, I think. So.
You want to hum the weird one just to know?
So we had three of those. Of course, I knew that this would come back, and after a week, everybody said, no, this is the one. And then we, so I had jammed with the lyricist, and she's a filmmaker also, and so we came up with 13 different ideas, and I picked this one. And so we built it on that.
So how do you do it? Does the lyrics come first, or you create the tune, and then or is it just like a co-creation
sometimes
process?
I think when you need something catchy, you always go find that word, find that hook, and we found the hook, and then
Okay, amazing. No, at least I've come to really love it, and every time I hear it, want to hear it again and again. So it's been, at least for us, amazing. But maybe we want to take a few questions from anyone in the audience.
And we thought,
anyone wants to go with a question?
Everybody's smitten by the car, not by me.
No, I think it's just a question of getting them started. For media, please. For media. Parikshit?
Hi, Mr. Rahman. Great to see you here.
This is Parikshit from CNBC. He's a key anchor on the CNBC show. So Parikshit, thanks for being with it. You can take the first question.
Thank you for having us here, Mr. Jujurikar. It's been a great event and lots to think about, lots to write about. Mr. Rahman, we'd like to ask you what really brought you on board? What made you have this association with the Mahindra Group? And personally, when it comes to India's electric mobility journey, our journey towards green mobility and reducing emissions, give us a sense of your larger vision, which you're trying to put into lyrics, put into sounds and themes that you're creating for the group.
No, my agony always, for 30 years when I go abroad, I say innovation, and then when they came with this idea, I said, show me the design. I showed the design. And Mahindra, they're one of the biggest companies. And I saw the design, I said, this is it. And I'm doing this. And for me, I'm also looking at alternate ways of expression. And this is something which is empowering people. And when you drive an EV, you feel like you're contributing to the, 6-7 years back, I was looking at an EV, and there was nothing available, first of all. So I said, I'm booking 3 cars.
Yeah, and actually, Parikshit, Mr. Rahman spent a lot of time on the, the proving track ground that we have in Chennai, and I think he made 2 or 3 trips and spent like several hours experiencing our product and the sounds in all the benchmark vehicles. So, he's really, someone who is immersed himself fully into the project and spent a lot of time with our teams on the track, understanding sounds and cars. So, it's for us a huge learning experience. We've got a lot of inspiration from it.
I think Hans Zimmer was doing sound for a German company, and then there's Brian Eno doing for another company. And so when it comes to Indian vehicles and also representing the international community, what could go out from India, it was challenging to see what they're coming up with. And so for me, I said, how can we orient towards our own people, at the same time give something which should resonate with the international buyers too. So these were the things. And then they said, can you do a theme song? And I said, okay, let's do that. Initially, it was not the plan. I was supposed to do the sounds and the experience and all the stuff. And so I think this kick-started, I think they got excited about this.
Yeah, this theme song actually came much later after trying to create the 75 sounds that Velu was talking about. And then somewhere along the line, we said maybe we need an integrating idea and a unifying idea. And then we started working on the theme song. And now that's going to be what will flow back into, individual different 75 songs. You saw him do an impromptu Mogo, and, that's how I think many more sounds are going to be created. I can't see you there, but I see your hand back there. No, there's one here and there's... Okay, we'll maybe take you up here first.
Yeah, Murli from the Hindu Businessman. First of all, Rahman sir, Kalakittinga.
Thank you.
And the Tamil and the part was more natural, if I can say that.
Really?
Into Tamil. But two questions. One is, in this collaboration, do you bring in your sense of nationalism, to identify that kind of combination?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think...
The curious point I want to ask you about, maybe you can elaborate a little bit about the first part. The curious point was you mentioned about sounds of the car as it approaches pedestrians.
Yeah.
Little past the presentation. How do you bring your uniqueness to something like that?
The first question, I think, innovation-wise, I always feel like I'm playing Japanese instruments, American instruments, European instruments, and I always craved that somebody would make a keyboard or a music computer in India. It never happened. Now there's smaller startups. So when I see a big company like Mahindra going and having a cool design, which I'd love to pick up, and that's a good sign because I'm very picky about what I buy. And that's this thing. Would I want to be involved with the product? Would I like to use it? That's one thing I always ask the question. If I don't, I'm also endorsing a speaker company, which I use. That is my main source of speakers. Same way, I think that was my question. Would I believe in it? And it's not like something I do and it's for other people, not for me. And that personalization always helps to put extra passion and feel like an ownership. You own it in a way that that was my thing. That's why I'm very passionate about Mahindra coming in the design, what Mr. Bose has done, and the kind of freedom they're given for him and the freedom they give me. Initially, there was another company which sound system, and I said, can we have Harman and can we have Dolby Atmos? And they said, yes, yes, yes. And in a few weeks, they said, yeah, we got signed all the stuff we want. And it's amazing to have a car with Dolby Atmos sound and what all you can do with it. It's fantastic. Second question was about you want to speak about it?
No, go for it.
No, I was concerned that, if there's a quiet car coming in and there's an animal which doesn't hear it, what would happen to that person, So then we felt like there will be a kind of sound which will warn any animals or any people. It's very quiet. Electric vehicles are very quiet. So that was my concern about safety. Yeah, they kind of looked into that too.
So Murli, just to respond to your first comment on the Tamil version being better, I don't understand the Tamil words, but intuitively we all absolutely loved the way the Tamil has flown in naturally, and it just
and the cars are made in Tamil Nadu, right?
And the cars are designed in Tamil Nadu.
So there's a friendly air.
So which is the reason we played Tamil here, because we really love it, and maybe Mr. Rahman will redo the Hindi a little bit, I think, but Tamil is what has come naturally to him. We had another here.
So Mr. Rahman, congratulations for creating that very fun track. And
Thank you.
Rajesh for managing to keep it under wraps also. You referred to a very famous president, of course, Hans Zimmer, already working with the brand to create the soundtrack for their release. So when there is a president like that, but you're dealing with a brand like Mahindra, which is very well known for full body SUVs, and navigating and transforming now into this electric universe. So what are the prompts that you are working with? What does the brand stand for you? And what are some of the learnings you're now picking up along the way, trying to incorporate the president who do have this very new proposition here from new EVs that you'll be working on?
Yeah, I think there's no precedent here. I think this is, we're not trying to copy any brand. We said, how can we make this the best? How can we cater to our own people and cater in a way where they feel empowered, they feel like, man, this is an international thing from India, the sense of pride. And that's what is usually, I feel like, was missing for any Indian brand. So there it comes, the design, the way the sound is going to come in. I mean, it's all very good, but here it's a notch up. There are several notches up. Then I saw the design, and look at that. I just want to steal one. It's so cool.
Yeah.
That'll be a cool studio.
Yeah, and that was what Mr. Rahman saw this for the first time, and he said, I'm going to make my studio in this. So that's not an application we had thought of, but certainly it gives the
I know
idea.
the factory, I can go there. Can you put these 2 speakers in it and put a console? Yeah.
There's another question. There's another question here. We'll come there, Gaurav. Was there one here? Dipali?
Congratulations. Mr. Rahman, question for you. Do you own an EV or will you be buying a car?
I had bought the Taycan Porsche for my daughters. I'm still waiting for this one to come, so I'll go on this one.
Good evening, Mr. Rahman.
Yeah.
Firstly, congratulations for this very interesting soundtrack. I just wanted to say, we always connected music with drives. And whenever we go on a long drive or in my car also, we keep our own favorite list of songs. So what was the biggest challenge for you in creating this soundtrack, which could of course match up to your already established level of jazz?
Initially, I thought it should be ambient. It's not be, people don't want to dance here in the car. But then I felt like for the spirit of the whole company, the spirit of the buyers, the customers, something like this would be better. It evolved as an idea. I'd done a very ambient track and everybody went for this. So this became the tune which is going to be on the dashboard. And of course, I'm going to change it according to the vibe of the electronics and the display and all this stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe we'll take one last question. Mr. Rahman, are you open for a few more?
Yeah, it's fine.
You're good? Okay, so we'll maybe take 2-3 more. Sorry, I can't see you from here, but please go. Ramesh, sure. Okay. Ramesh, go.
First of all, I want to see you long time. Very surprised to see you here. And second of all, how do the folks here with the factory now? And you just kind of ring a bell because Mahindra wants to do good. There are a lot of languages which actually will go back. For example, Mexican, even the local South African language. So when you create this anthem, how do you kind of communicate all of that together? So what thoughts goes to the Mexican also understands, Japan did, and Latin American also understands. That's something that we did. Thank you.
I think that's always a torture when you have to cater to everyone and it has to be good for everyone. Right from my first movie after it became massive success in Telugu and in Hindi, we were all forced to think about how do you make it pan-India, whether it's Bombay or Humse Muqabla or Dil Se, And before that I was doing jingles, so the experience of how can you make a certain sound resonate with everyone. And we do listen to Despacito and Waka Waka and all those things, and we enjoy the same thing. So why can't our songs be enjoyed by outside? So that's a whole, yeah.
And in a way, using tunes like La La La, that's, that's the idea of that is it's global. It's language agnostic. So a lot of, as we carry it over, it's going to be, in a way, it's going to be language agnostic because you've picked a tune. It's more a tune sung than word sung. So you have lots of those kind of memorable things. We hear the song, which are, language agnostic. And that's why we enjoy the Tamil so much, even though we don't understand the words. Kushan, you had a
Tamil
question.
has a very sweet, seductive quality about it.
We work a lot with Velu, so we get that. Yeah.
Yes.
I just wanted to know, one of the most irritating sounds we all have to hear in the car nowadays is the alarms, whether it's with speed, seat belts, whatever it is. How can you make an alarm sound? I'm sure you're working on alarms, the various alarm sounds in these cars as well. How do you make them?
Alarms have to be irritating.
How do you make them, I don't know, less irritating to us?
So,
Cars all the time?
as I told you, the sound system is Atmos in the cars, and so we are working with modular synthesizers, sound designing units like Kima, to get sounds which are not just singular, it's more complex, so that you can fill all the speakers, and you feel that. And another thing is also like when people are speaking at the back, the driver can hear the sound from the front. That's another thing we are working on, so otherwise you don't have to turn back and listen to them. Those kind of cool things, I think. We're still developing. If you have any ideas, please post it and we'll adapt.
Great.
Mr. Rahman, hi, this is Swati from Devar. You talked about the love for automobiles. You said your son loves Italian cars. What is your personal favorite? Which brand do you resonate the most with? You don't have to necessarily talk about them. It's fine. I can give you.
Okay, let me tell you.
Thanks for giving him that permission, Swati.
Let me tell you my history of cars. I bought an Ambassador with my own hard-earned money, with my mom bought for me in 1986. I was driving that till 92, 93, and then I bought a Cielo in 95, and then I stopped driving for almost 10 years till the Oscars. So after the Oscars, when I was living in LA, one of my friends, I told this LA is very difficult. We don't get cabs, so I need to buy a car. I'm going to get a Mini Cooper. He said, okay, I'll take you to the Mini Cooper factory, and it takes me to the place where Bentleys and Rolls Royces are there. This is your Mini Cooper. You're not buying that. So I leased a Bentley and had for 3-4 years, and I was driving it in LA because with a Bentley they respect bone skin a lot. and then I'd come back because my mom was unwell, and then this happened.
So he's indirectly said his next car is the Mahindra.
What are some of the things that you like about the car? I mean, what are your top 3 things that you look out and say, okay, this makes it a nice car?
I think the design and safety, of course. Safety, design, and electric vehicles, because you're feeling good about sitting in an electric vehicle, that you're not polluting your future generation's oxygen. And you won't be blamed, at least. And every single drop counts. And yeah.
Cool. So I think we'll close with that, and thank you, sir, so much for doing this interaction. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.